Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are playing Sea Power, a fun little naval game that I've actually come to quite enjoy. Today we're going to be playing the Hormuz scenario. I've seen a lot of people play it, varying difficulties and different responses. Today I'm going to try and play it from someone who is from this background to kind of show you more or less what you're supposed to be thinking in a scenario like this. So if you don't know, the scenario is pretty simple. We're doing a freedom of navigation to try and get through the Straits of Hormuz, who the Iranians have said that they have closed. Typically, I've seen a lot of people play this scenario where they just kind of stay at MCOM, they launch helicopters and stuff like that, and they really don't interact with the AI, or they get shot instantly, and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you exactly what you're kind of supposed to be thinking from the seat of CIC, just looking at the scenario. So that being said, we have to look at our assets first. We have one cruiser, one destroyer, and a frigate. So the frigate automatically, the first thing I'm gonna do is order her to launch a helicopter because she has two on board, so might as well get her ready. And then I'm going to immediately order the fleet. Let's see if I remember. Sensor orders. We're going to set the fleet's systems to active. There's a reasoning for this as well. The issue is just that a lot of people think that MCOM is to hide yourself. Well, it's kind of true. It kind of only hides you from ships who have electronic warfare suites, like these Slick 32s. Because you're not emitting a radar that they can see, but it doesn't hide you from radar. And the biggest threat that you have in this scenario is the Iranian anti-ship missiles. So, and their aircraft. And since in the scenario we're not considered at war, this is freedom of navigation, we want our presence known. Especially since our goal is to protect these tankers. And I'm sorry, but even if you're at MCOM, these ships are not going to survive a encounter. These ships are not going to survive that encounter at all. They're the biggest targets, therefore, even if you're attacked by an anti-ship missile, they're going to go straight for the tankers. So what we want to do is make sure that if there's an anti-ship missile, that we're between them and the missiles. So we're going to go ahead and edit this fleet formation. We're going to put them sort of at an echelon here. And we're going to kind of let that play out.
Multiple ground, surface, contacts detected.
Already picking up tracks and targets. So we're not at war, so I'm going to play this with the standard ROE, which is I will not engage unless fired upon. So as far as we're concerned, this is just a normal straight transit. We're not going to engage with hostiles. We're not going to have to worry about doing anything, but we're just going to be at a heightened alert status. So in the meantime, we're going to get a helo up because we want to extend our surface search radar range, and that means that we're going to need to establish a data link with this helicopter. Like I said before, I chose the gallery for the helicopter operations because she's got two of them on her hangars. So that should be another few minutes, and then you should be good to go. In the meantime, we're going to time warp here to allow the cargo ships to accept the new orders. Must be some aircraft launching, because it'll pause every now and then. And there's our helicopter. So we're gonna go ahead and get her underway. We're gonna go ahead and get her out of the way of the fleet in case they're running their air search radar. The last thing we want is to give away. Perfect. This is exactly how you want this situation to play, because now you're being engaged. You can actually fire and shoot at these. So these are RGM 84s. Those are Harpoons, anti-ship missiles. Now we can assume that these are hostile. In fact, I'm pretty positive that these are hostile. But one of the things that we're going to do as well is mark the spots where we saw the missile plumes to let us know that there are targets in that area. And I know that some people will say, oh, MCOM's the best and all that, but if I had been on NCOM, I wouldn't have been able to see these missile strikes. But now that the jig is up, they're well aware that we're here. We're going to go ahead and try and get some eyes on these targets. And now our goal is to try and get these missiles out of the air before it's too late. Unfortunately, we don't have any bursts, so our range is somewhat limited. But it looks like the ship's already going to try and engage these. Oh, getting some stutter here. Splash. Miss. Now, she's got a shorter, this cruiser's got a shorter anti-air range, so we want to try and basically layer our defenses. Helicopters picked up the other two targets. Splash. Splash. We also have apparently an air contact, so from the location that it's coming up is most likely Iranian and hostile, but we don't know much information aside from their radar emissions. And now that Yep. These are confirmed hostile now because they're definitely shooting at us. And you can already see our cruiser is engaging. That's what we want. We want our cruiser to deal, since it's got the best air defense, the bigger the air targets. That being said, we're going to go ahead and engage these targets. And according to ROE, you're allowed to defend yourself, so that's what we're doing here. And since the cruiser is more focused on trying to defend the fleet with her air defense, I'm not going to let her focus on shooting anti-ship missiles yet. Now, this is closer. We're going to be able to detect what kind of aircraft it is. So let's do some information real quick. It looks like the radar is definitely military of some sorts. It also is flying at 2,000 feet with a speed of 600 knots. This is definitely a fighter aircraft and is most likely hostile. And just as a kind of where you see where I'm thinking this tactically, civilian airliners don't fly below 2,000 feet at 600 knots. Also, as another statement, they don't travel in formation. This one's gonna get real close. Trashed. Gotcha. Alright. Now, I don't want this helicopter to get messed up by this aircraft, so I want to get a little bit closer to my fleet. Now, I try to play in real time because I want you to see the real-time decision making. Now, I have not confirmed if this is hostile or not, so I'm not going to engage it. Let's see what we can find out. This is most likely an anti-ship missile battery. That's a helicopter. Crashed. And it looks like we hit the other one. We didn't destroy her, but she is damaged.
Contact faded. Track 7024.
Right.
Contact faded. Track 7023.
Now, if we weren't escorting civvies, I would 100% be full speed trying to move as fast as possible. But we don't really know. We can't really move that quickly because we're stuck with the civvies. Alright, looks like our watchstanders have been able to determine that that is also hostile. So, since we're here, back to our destroyer. Single shot. And it looks like we trashed that F5. Alright, so helicopter. We're gonna try and force the helicopter to tell who it is. So you can request in this game identification, but it's up to them to decide if they're going to respond. And not always do the hostiles choose to respond. and nor do the civilians sometimes. So it's important to identify first. But that being said, we're in a situation where
Contact detected. New air. Contact
some more aircraft, so there must be an airbase around here. I'm gonna mark that.
New air. Contact detected.
Don't need. I also don't need these marks here anymore.
New air. Contact faded. Track 7034.
So we got a bunch of air contacts getting ready for some sort of assault, it looks like. But what's got me really concerned is this radar site. So if I pull up the unit reference here, and units, I'm assuming that they have silkworms. Let's see what their weapon range is. 21 kilometers. So let's draw a circle here.
New air. Contact detected.
That doesn't look right. If I was going to strike, I'd probably put it right here.
New air. Contact detected.
Or right here.
Contact faded. Track 7037. New air.
Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to determine a possible location for a anti-ship missile site. We'll watch this harpoon here. So I'm trying to determine a possible location for an anti-ship missile site. Now, the radar system is here. That doesn't mean that that is the site for the launcher. It could just be an optical site. Man, he trashed my missile. Okay. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Let's just give him a measured response.
Track 7002. New air. Contact detected.
Okay, yeah, back to this thought. Okay, so there's a massive aircraft getting ready to do what I'm assuming is an assault on the ships. So this radar site is very unlikely to be for these aircraft because they can see further than the radar site. So it is possibly a silkworm site somewhere around here. Somewhere around here.
Contact detected.
That being said, silkworm's max range is about 21 nautical miles. So that is quite a decent range.
7046.
So, but I don't know where the site is. So I'm basing my information on what I know is Iranian and where they could possibly put those sites. That being said, I don't want to deal with an anti-ship missile assault. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to check our course and see that it does indeed fall in this threat range. So what we're going to do
New air. Contact detected.
is we're going to change our course so that we don't encounter that threat range. That'll ensure that even though we don't know where this silkworm site is, we're out of its range. Because we don't have the means to actually be able to launch missiles onto this site, nor do we probably have the permission to do so.
Contact faded. Track 7050.
Now, what I'm more concerned about now is that this aircraft, this helicopter, who has not identified themselves, is probably going to do some scouting for those anti-ship missile batteries.
Track 7018 is classified. Hostile SAM site. New air. Contact detected.
Now, that makes some sense. Now, why did this work and the last salvo didn't? That's because I also knew about these ships, specifically in the Iranian brief, uh, that these anti-air launchers only have 3 missiles. I saw the first one miss, second one hit the anti-ship missile, and then the third one didn't missed. So, good shot, good kill. This scenario is a little unrealistic. I'm pretty sure that these ships don't exist anymore. One of them at least doesn't. Now, that's an anti-ship missile. That's an anti-air missile site. So let's see.
Multiple air contacts detected.
So it's a SAM site, which means I don't want my helicopter anywhere near that.
196, Roger. Turn 182. New air contact detected.
There's a lot of aircraft. They're all circling. They're at least all F5s from the way they're flying.
Contact faded. Track 70. Contact faded. Track 7. Roger. Roger. Turn 291.
So now we're gonna go check out this extra area here. Kind of speed things up a little bit.
Contact detected. New air contact detected. New air contact detected. New air contact faded. Track 7. Contact faded. Contact faded. Track 7. Contact faded. Track 7. Contact faded. Track 7 0.
That's gonna be annoying.
Faded. Track 7 0 1 8. Contact
All right,
faded.
we have definitely
7 0. Contact faded. Track 7. Roger. Go to altitude 2 0.
that 5,000 feet. Sorry, that's a fast mover. He's going right for the aircraft.
Roger. Turn 168.
Oh, he doesn't have any chaff.
Contact faded. Track 7 0. Roger. Turn. Roger.
Yeah, this one's gonna get trashed.
4 5.
Let's see if we could try and save him. I doubt it.
Engaging track 7 0 6 1. Engage track 7 0 2 5.
Get those directors moving.
Track 7 0
He's dead.
1. We've been hit.
Yep. Lost aircraft. Darn. Darn fast movers. Came out of nowhere too. Did a pop-up attack. Oh well.
Track 7
Just a proportional response.
7 0 6 1 is history.
It's also something that people don't really utilize that much in this game is that you can attack multiple targets at the same time. It's easier to do it when you sing. You'll see me do this a lot. Is single shot. Mostly because if you tell the ship to engage, it's going to change course. But if you tell them to single shot, they're going to want to. They'll use only one missile. All right, so the immediate threat is somewhat over. We're going to try and speed this up again. Once we start getting closer to this island, we're going to have to change our formation. All right, it looks like they're coming in from the... Yep, they're coming in over here. Massive airstrike coming in. This is going to stink. All right. Good news is we got warning. So formation. Let's edit the formation now. They're moving in now.
Multiple air contacts detected. New air contact detected.
Now. No. Those are all definitely hostile.
Multiple
We watched them take off.
contacts detected.
Those are definitely going to engage us. They're probably actually going to strike seconds from now. Those are hostile as well. The hope they're going to go for those tankers, but
Contact faded. Track 70. Turn ahead flank. Maneuvering eye. Turn ahead flank. Maneuvering eye.
we got to move these warships now.
Ahead flank. Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye. Engaging track 70.
Batteries release on everything. Come on. Formation orders, air defense, weapons range.
Track 7095. Contact faded. Track 7090.
He's got the weakest air defense, so he's probably going to get sunk.
Kill track. Splash track 70. Bandits.
The issue is this could also be jamming. We could be missing targets just based on that.
Birds away. Track 7093. Kill track 70. Chaff out. Track. Splash track 7. Bandits.
We want to make ourselves as big a target as possible because we're trying to protect the tankers.
Track 7. Kill track 7087. Engage track 70. Track 70. Birds away. Track. Kill track 7097.
Whew. That was interesting. That was the best case scenario out of all of that. They didn't even get their missiles off. They must have not known who we were. That was a really, really good strike. I mean, every single ship had a good strike in there. Alright, now we have to go to the formation orders again. And then this unit needs to cease fire.
Ceasefire. Track.
Last thing we want is them to engage this and get within this weapons range. So now we need to reorganize our formation. Let's get our formation reworked.
Turn to course 308. Hell my. Turn to course 311. Hell my. New surface contact detected. New surface contact detected.
Okay. Didn't expect more aircraft, more ships. So we're gonna go ahead and launch another aircraft. Two targets. They're I don't know. They could be hostile. one of the tricks that they teach you about tactical missions is to approach the problem and just slowly chip away at your biggest threats.
Air. Contact detected. New air. Contact detected.
Looks like they're getting ready another assault. So yeah, the goal is that you want to chip away at your biggest threats slowly and safely. People are not replaceable. Equipment are. So the goal is to try and diminish and make your target weaker, while at the same time you can hold them out.
7116.
That's the biggest thing.
Contact faded. Track 7117.
All right, aircraft in the air. Let's go and see if we can get these guys to identify themselves.
Contact faded. Track 71. Contact faded. Track 7117.
So hopefully that gets them back into formation. They are back in the SAG, so
New air. Contact detected.
yeah, they're prepping another air assault. Now, we don't need to determine their. I mean, we're pretty. Like, these circles determine where the track could possibly be
118.
based on the emissions. I'm pretty confident in their location that I'm not going to reactivate this aircraft's radar. We're going to have to just see if we can determine their hostility.
Contact faded. Track 7114.
And the longer this aircraft's radar is down, the more likely they will survive being an air raid. Alright, so ships are not moving back into formation. We need to fix that. See if that'll force it. There it goes. Alright, let's see what the most likely... So, they did not respond. Let's see what the most likely target is. Long Beach. Probably Burke. There's no way it's a Burke. I already assume that they're not...
New air. Contact detected.
that they're not any of the American class ships. But I'm also noticing that it is a surface search radar of sorts. Yeah, it could be merchants. We don't know yet. Looks like another helicopter.
Roger. Turn 330. Surface search on. Radar eye.
Looks like enough for
Surface.
yeah.
Contact detected. New
Looks like another
contact
surface
detected.
action group. They're moving in formation.
Track 7.
Hostile, definitely.
5 is classified. Hostile warship.
Yep. Okay, so we want to
Roger.
deal with that. Oh, get you back.
2 4.
Another airstrike coming in. Okay, so
Roger. Go to altitude. Jet MCON. Secure all emitters. Radar eye.
I have to try and save this bird again. Yep, another dead helicopter.
7073 is toast.
Ooh, dodged. If you're ever in a situation where you're worried about a missile, some tactics that you can employ, especially with aircraft in this game, is you can order them to change altitude.
Roger, go to altitude 1000.
You want them to change altitude rapidly because if they're at a high altitude and the aircraft fires at them from that high altitude, the missile will have to travel through thicker air, which could cause it to slow down and make it not reach its target. You also want to go as fast as possible, and if possible, start changing course to try and make the missile expend as much energy as possible so that it can't hit you. Obviously, also deploy chaff or flares as well. That being said, you don't want to do rapid maneuvers because the missile can turn really quickly, so it'll strike your aircraft. So what you want to do is try and rapidly change altitude and make sure that you're doing as much as possible to try and trash the missile. Another thing you can do is stay real close to your air defense escorts. These are 100% hostile. Alright, let's trash this bird first.
711, not miles away, track 7119.
We know we have a confirmed hostile, so let's single shot this.
7115.
I know Foster's my shooter, but she's only got 3 of those left. Let's save those.
Ground, contact detected. Track 7119 is toast. Track 7119
SH-53. Oh, that's an SH-3.
on station. Roger, hit track 7115.
Ah, they're facts. Okay. Well, in that case, goodbye.
Track 71. Engaging track 7120. Engage track 712. Bulldog away. Track 7121.
They won't even know what hit them.
On station. Hit track 71.
Flash, flash, flash.
Track 7124.
At this point, you're just defending from air attacks and the anti-ship missiles. So again, you want to use your air defense priorities. So here comes that helicopter again.
Engage track 7125. Miles away, track 7125.
Now, this is kind of a little bit cheating. There's no civilian helicopters in this game, as far as I can tell. And given the fact that they're flying from Iran, they're 100% hostile. which is why I'm not really all that worried when I shoot at it.
Engaging track 7125. Birds away, track 7125.
Used to run scenarios like this all the time. Straight transit is a common one. Ooh, he's probably jamming it. Alright, let's see if we can engage him with something else, because I'm running out of those and I want to keep those. See, Rim 7s? He's not close enough for Rim 7s. What about you? You've not been doing a lot of shots.
Engaging track 7125.
He's got SM2s.
Track 7125.
Now, I'm well aware that the mission wants you to go this route, which will definitely engage you against anti-ship batteries from the looks of it, the way they're setting it up. But this is the safest route, and although not necessarily it looks like it's pretty deep in this area from the charts, so we should be pretty safe.
Track 71.
That is 100%.
Hostile helo.
I don't know why he's dodging missiles like crazy.
Engage track 712.
Get him another SM2 on the way.
Track 7125.
Oh, he's got chaff. So the missiles are just being trashed. Alright. See if we can double shot him.
7125. Salvo fire.
Let's double shot him with some sea sparrows. That'll get him. Oh, that's tracked onto another target.
Birds away, track 7125. Roger, turn 273.
The issue is that I can see him, he can definitely see me, and that's a problem. Because these guys are already making their way toward us.
Splash track
Spoofed.
7125.
Got him. That second missile got him. Alright. Should be more or less clear, aside from the air contacts.
On station. Contact faded. Track 7128. Contact faded. Track 7.
Another helicopter coming in.
9.
Let's trash this.
Engage
True.
track 712. Birds away, track 7129. New ground track 7129 is history.
Got him.
Track 7129 is classified. Hostile helo.
And, yeah, just gonna carry on.
Contact faded. Track 7130.
Another helo coming in, looks like it. The issue that we're running into now is we're running low on anti-air missiles.
Roger. Turn 277.
I mean, even gallery's down to 14.
Engaging track 7. Birds away. Track 7131. New ground contact detected.
That was a waste of 2 missiles. I'm getting a little closer, I guess. Hit him with these rims.
Engaging track 7131. Salvo birds away. Track 7131.
Now, I'm pretty positive these helicopters don't have anti-ship missiles, so we should be pretty safe.
Track 7131. Splash track
Trash. Got it.
7131.
We're looking pretty good, more or less. We just gotta finish this transit.
Contact faded. Track 7132. Contact faded. Track 7126.
They're definitely not obeying the formation, though. I'll give them that. And then, oh, another helicopter. I can afford the rims, so we'll just wait until the helicopter gets close, and we'll tag them. It does seem to be going directly for.
7135 is classified. Hostile helo.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not happy with that. Engage.
Engaging track 7135. I had 2/3. I had 1/3. I'll stop. Maneuvering eye. Birds away. Track 7135. Engage track 7135. Kill track 7135.
It's good. Alright, let's allow the cargo ships to catch up because they're falling behind. We're just gonna kind of wait here and loiter. I think that's my problem, is that the cargo ships are too slow. It's gonna be a lot of just time warping here if we let them catch up. Luckily, it doesn't look like they're launching any more air assaults. It looks like that they are protecting their airspace.
I had 2/3. Maneuvering eye.
And we're gonna head back up to 12 knots. Now that everybody's kind of closed up. And it's gonna put us at in 2 hours we'll be at our target location. So We'll just keep this time loop going. Some dangers navigating there by our destroyer and frigate. Cutting across the column like that.
Ahead 1/3. Maneuvering eye.
Again, we're just kind of letting the last guy follow on.
Contact faded. Track 7, 1,
No,
2.
he's definitely
Ahead flag. Maneuvering eye.
there. Doesn't seem to be.
Contact faded.
Yep.
Track 7. Ahead full. Maneuvering eye.
But yeah, at this point, we've eliminated most of the threats. The biggest threat that they had was the air threat and the ships, and the silkworm threats are gone, basically, by just avoiding possible launch sites. We could even, we have the helo still up. Could overfly some of these launch sites and see if
Roger. Turn 3.
that's right.
1, 2.
I'm usually right, so.
Surface search on. Radar eye. New air. Contact detected. Roger. Turn 1, 6. Roger. Turn.
So they're not going to engage.
Roger. Turn 3, 0, 1. Roger. Turn 3, 1, 8. On station. Roger. Turn 2, 7, 9. On station.
No silkworms over here. Well, well,
Roger. RTB.
I think they were on this island, but I didn't want to risk getting that close with the aircraft there.
Bandits.
Yeah, we know they're bandits, but we're not going to engage them. There's no reason to.
Roger. RTB.
And there's our helo coming back to the ship. And getting ready to pack up. All in all, good mission. I always strive to get as little... Oh, we got more incoming. Looks like they're going to try and engage us. Alright, well... there's only one thing before that. Rim, 66. Shots, 2. Alright. Kill tracks with birds.
Engaging track 7, 1, 3, 7. Birds away.
The
Track
gallery's
7,
got
1,
longer
3,
range.
7.
He must have spooked him off. Yeah, there's no way that missile's gonna hit him now. Yep, so they spooked off. Guess they were too afraid to deal with that. Guess we can just stand by and wait for them to see if they come back. But I kind of hope this was a bit interesting to kind of see what it is like sitting in the combat chair. Essentially, you're doing a lot of thinking for everyone else. There's a lot of deducing what targets are based on what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I will admit I'm not the best at explaining that. I am trying to hopefully get a little bit better at explaining tactically what you should be thinking in a situation like this, and I hope that this was a little bit enlightening for what you need to be doing, especially for those of you who think that MCOM is a stealth feature. I'm sorry, but you're in the wrong game or even just scenario if you think that MCOM is a stealth feature. MCOM will not protect you from everything, and it won't it'll only protect you in certain scenarios if you're trying to remain hidden. But at the same time, you're trying to remain hidden while being blind. So keep that in mind. If I had gone MCOM, I wouldn't have seen those missiles coming at us. And if we had been MCOM, that airstrike would have been a disaster. And as you can see, a lot of these ships still have a lot of their missiles. So we're really well set up just as we enter the free fire zone. We're really well set up and protected despite having these limited number of assets. Honestly, I would have preferred a couple of Arleigh Burkes and maybe a frigate, but these ships are more than capable. And yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that we had to lose 2 helicopters. I'm very disappointed in that, but you know what? Next time, this guy will catch up eventually. And there you go. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. At least I hope. If you guys have any more suggestions or just curious about certain things and questions, do hear me out. Anyway, in the meantime, this was This Old Ship. Signing off.